Hi, my name is Meredith Turner. I am a self-motivated entrepreneur, and I am looking for an amazing opportunity, one where I can work for myself but use a platform that kind of utilizes a basic idea and lets me run with it. I'm great at taking an idea and turning it into something that is completely dynamic and innovative and relevant in today's business world. I think the best part about being in business is the challenge of staying relevant. The best way to stay relevant is to be innovative. I love marketing. I love talking to people. I love explaining things in detail, and I really love relating to people. I think those things in general, when applied at the same time in a context in which people can really relate to, I think that that is the basis of really forming a good business working relationship with a business partner and also with a client. I'm really big on communication and respect. A lot of my friends and family will know, if you ask them, what are the two most important things to Meredith, they will tell you communication and respect. I think if you can be communicative and transparent with who you are, what you are, why you are, and how you are, I think that is I think that's a really good setup for really making a good business working or client relationship. You'll have to forgive me. I've got my best friend here. This is Pilot. He's my homie. We just hang out together pretty much all the time. He's a good dude. He's my medication, if you will. But just to clarify, I'm actually not prescribed any medication. I just choose to have him around, and he chooses to have me around. We're a good team. But back to business. I really am passionate about building relationships and really getting to know someone. That way I can kind of get a good vibe of what they want, where they want to go, how they see things, and really just kind of understand who they are. That way I can kind of tailor to them a really good service or product, if you will. I think one of the biggest things about me is I'm big on integrity and and ethics. I like being ethical. Good story. At my engineering firm, which you'll hear me reference a lot of instances from my engineering firm because that's where I spent the last 5 years of my life, which really kind of helped me grow into who I am professionally and personally. And when I worked at this firm, I developed a really good working relationship with an architect who is now a good friend of mine and business partner as well. We're colleagues. And he and I worked out a deal where if I were to send him business, that he would give me what was called a referral bonus, right? And I sent him a client, worked very hard on getting this client to trust me and then of course trust him and do business with him. Well, he did eventually sign this client. We were both very proud of each other. And he ended up giving me about 20% of his commission, which was a pretty good amount. He wrote me a check for it. And I took the check and I put that check in my wallet and I held on to it. I never cashed it. And the reason why I didn't cash it is because I felt like I was going behind my boss's back. Although my boss never told me I couldn't take referral bonuses, he also didn't tell me I could. So I set my boss aside and I said, hey, listen, boss, I got this check. It's a referral bonus. I didn't want to cash it without running it by you. And he said, thank you. And it ended up that he would have preferred me not to cash it. He said there's other ways to get referral bonuses, but if it would have come down to the wire and if there were any issues that arose, legally speaking, that everything would have had to been rolled out on the table, all information, all checks, all data, all emails, all everything would have been had to been laid out, and it could have caused problems for him, and I totally understand that. And so what I did is I took that check that the architect gave me and I gave it back to him. I could have cashed it. My boss never would have known. No one would have never known except for my wallet and my bank account. And I thought about it, but really what it came down to is I didn't feel right about it, and so I gave the check back to the architect, and I'll tell you what that did. The architect appreciated it. And I think it solidified our business relationship, and he brings me business, I bring him business, and we trust each other, and I think that was the basis of why we have such a good relationship now. Okay? And I will use that 100 out of 100 times. I will always be I'll always use integrity and be ethical when making decisions. And you know, I'm not a big proponent on selling somebody something that they don't need. That has to do with integrity. So I could make $1, a couple $100, a couple $1,000 on selling someone a product or service that they don't need just based off of lies and deceit and con and finesse, which I am very good at. But I choose not to use my gift in that way because I would rather develop a long-term relationship that's going to bring me more money exponentially than just giving me that one quick deal. Yes, I like to live in the now, but I think the future and everything that goes along with the future is very important too. So I would rather form a relationship, a long-lasting relationship that could bring me thousands upon thousands of dollars, rather than just taking that one really good deal up front based off of lies, deceit, and con and finesse. It's just who I am, and you know, I'm sure that there's people out there who may disagree with me, and that's okay. It's their prerogative to disagree, but I don't know that I would ever sacrifice my integrity just to make a quick buck for myself or a company. And that may be offensive to some people, and I sure hope it's not offensive to you, but I like good business. And I sure hope that's what you're about. I have a good feeling that that's probably what you're about. But that's just a little about me. That's why I think that I would be good in this business, aside from being able to speak publicly and give presentations and put together PowerPoints and be innovative and dynamic with my ideas and being a good business development manager. I've got a lot of good things that I can bring to the table. In fact, a lot of great things. Although, if you were to ask me, and if I were to be completely honest, I think that probably, I may regret telling you this, but I'd say that my biggest downfall is probably being too honest, if you will. Honesty is always the best policy, but it doesn't necessarily make you the most popular. But I try to handle that in a way that is diplomatic. I certainly don't want to cause any problems, but I certainly don't want to lie either. So I want to stay in that gray area where I'm honest, and I'm not lying, and I'm not being offensive to anyone. So I try to mitigate my being too honest with using diplomacy to really get my point across without making too many waves. Either way, thank you for listening, and I really hope this helps you kind of get an idea of who I am and why I may be a good fit for the position that you're looking to fill. Thanks again. I appreciate your time.